since it doesn't actually say consecutive, that, I don't know, maybe we do it again in 28.
That was Steve Bannon joking, I'm sure he's just joking, about Donald Trump running for a third term. And this video is all about the dictatorship qualities that Donald Trump is already showing, and he's not even in office yet. So I'm going to finish that video up right after I tell you what we're going to be talking about here, because there's this. We're going to be talking about how Donald Trump thinks that there's a link between vaccines and autism. Donald Trump says that he should be able to sue people, including newspapers. And also I have Donald Trump saying that he wants to primary senators who don't fully back his agenda. So here we go. Here is first Steve Bannon joking about Donald Trump running for a third term in 2028.
Wax did that. Donald John Trump is going to raise his hand on a King James Bible and take the oath of office. His third victory in his second term. And the Viceroy, Mike Davis, tells me, since it doesn't actually say consecutive, that, I don't know, maybe we do it again in 28. Are you guys down for that? Trump 28? Come on, man.
So I think he is trolling, but this is how it starts. It starts off as a joke, as this kind of like thing where they're trying to poke at people and get a rise out of them, trying to amp up the audience. But from a joke, it can turn into reality. But this is how they first start. It starts as a joke, and that starts to normalize the idea into the public. And then from that normalization, it becomes a thing where Donald Trump starts to talk about it more seriously. And then he does it. And so we are really witnessing, I believe, the beginnings of Donald Trump trying to hold on for power for as long as he's alive. And the news media is going to make it easy for him, apparently, because ABC a couple of days ago agreed to give Donald Trump $15 million for his presidential library, settling a defamation lawsuit, a lawsuit that had no merit. ABC was well within their rights to defend themselves from that lawsuit. But now we have Donald Trump, the dictator wannabe, feeling emboldened because of that. And now he's saying that he wants to expand defamation lawsuits, moving from individual platforms into social media influencers, like people like me. Donald Trump is saying that someone like him should be able to sue me for using my First Amendment right. Here he goes.
I want to expand on the defamation lawsuits. Could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms, social media influencers, people that...
Or newspapers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I think you have to do it because they're very dishonest. We need a great media. We need a fair media. We need, it's very important. And we need borders. We need walls, but we need borders.
So let me just say this unequivocally. I will never bend the knee to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I would rather get locked up for saying the truth than for lying or not speaking about the things that I see and hear and know to be true. So if Donald Trump wants to come after Keith Edwards and his 215,000 subscriber YouTube channel, he can go right ahead. It would be a privilege to be attacked by Donald Trump for just saying the truth about him, which we will do on this channel. And if him or his minions or his corrupt FBI wants to go after influencers, including me, go right ahead. I will take every indictment as a trophy, and I will hang the paperwork from it behind me, because there is truly nothing more American than standing up to wannabe dictators speaking the truth regardless of what the consequences may be. And that is what you will see here on this channel. Whew, okay, I was not expecting the monologue there, but here we go. Okay, and so he's also saying, remember when Ann Seltzer came out with that poll a couple of months ago. I'll never forget it because I was like, oh, Kamala Harris is going to win. Wow, everyone is wrong and Ann Seltzer is right. Well, Ann Seltzer was wrong, and apparently her being wrong is now a crime according to Trump. And here's what he wants to do to Ann Seltzer and the newspaper in Iowa that published the poll.
I see others. I have a few others that I'm doing. I'm going to, as an example, I'm doing this not because I want to. I'm doing this because I feel I have an obligation to. I'm going to be bringing one against the people in Iowa, their newspaper, which had a very, very good pollster who got me right all the time. And then just before the election, she said I was going to lose by 3 or 4 points, and it became the biggest story all over the world because I was going to win Iowa by 20 points. The farmers loved me, and I loved the farmers. And it was interesting the way she did it. She brought it down 2 weeks before. She said I was going to only win by 4. That was a big story. But that was good because she brought it down from like 22 points to 4 or whatever the number was. Way up, an easy win. Never even thought to go there. I respect them. I love them. And they understand there's no reason to go there because.
So that's Donald Trump saying that he plans to sue Ann Seltzer and the newspaper in Iowa because of a poll that was wrong. And so imagine the president of the United States is not focusing on the things that he campaigned on: tariffs, immigration, grocery prices, which he a couple of days ago said that groceries turns out might be too hard to bring down. Oh well, he's not doing any of that stuff. He's not talking about any of that stuff. He is just talking about getting revenge, and this is going to be the revenge presidency. And it's not just revenge against Democrats or his critics. It's also going to be against the senators who do not vote for his agenda, because here he is saying it's not unreasonable to primary senators who don't vote the way that he wants them to.
If they're unreasonable, if they're opposing somebody for political reasons or stupid reasons, I would say has nothing to do with me. I would say they probably would be primaried. But if they're reasonable, fair, and really disagree with something or somebody, I could see that happening. But I do believe that if they're I think we have great people. I think we have a great group of people. Pam has been unbelievably received. You take a look, Pam Bondi. So many have been just unbelievably received. I think Pete Hegseth is making tremendous strides over the last week. He's going to be great. Look, he went to Princeton, he went to Harvard, he was a great student there, but he really was, from the first day I met him, all he wanted to talk about was military.
All right, so he's just gonna bloviate on his nominations. And then I have one thing, surprise, of Pete Buttigieg in doing something really cute. But before we get to that, I just want to say that Donald Trump, we are really in for some history here. It's very obvious that this is not going to be a normal administration. And so we just have to be clear-eyed, and we have to pay attention. The way that authoritarianism thrives is by normal people, good people like you and me, deciding that it's all too much and that I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. I'm going to look away. I'm going to pay attention to sports. I'm going to whatever. I'm just going to tune it out. Well, that's how Donald Trump will be able to do the thing Steve Bannon said, which is remain in power much longer than he should be, constitutionally speaking. And so, paying attention to the little bits that you can. I know it is exhausting, and he's not in power yet, but it is extremely, extremely important. And then look at Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg, here he is handing out snacks. There was a flight delayed, and he was on the flight in Traverse City, and so he started handing out snacks. He's still doing the most, even though he's like weeks away from losing his job.
That happens when you're a regular guy.
There he is. He's handing out snacks. Look at him. Oh, man. All right. Well, we still have good people in our country, and that gives me hope. But we have to make sure that we do the work we can to make sure that good people in our country get in power so they can do good work.